I've listened to Cody Fry for a few weeks now.
And I've listened to this album for 8 years. It's been a long time.
Welcome to Spin It, another Connor takeover.
Perfect.
Welcome back to another episode of the Spin It podcast. It's me, birthday boy Connor.
Look at someone remembering.
Here with not birthday boy James. I'm not giving you the option to forget my birthday this year.
I was gonna lead right in with it too. Yes, it is your birthday episode. The first year that we did a podcast over your birthday, we didn't do anything for it. The second year, I also forgot it was your birthday, and it was the Duke Ellington episode.
Completely. Like, I had no idea it was...
Also, happy birthday, Duke Ellington.
It was like you were celebrating his birthday. Yeah.
It's true. I was celebrating Duke Ellington's birthday and not yours. And then the next year, I was like, shoot, I really feel bad that I missed your birthday. I'm going to give you a pick in honor of your birthday. And that was The Strike. You picked The Strike.
Uh-huh.
And we got all the way up to Factor Spin before the mixtaper pointed out to you that it was your own birthday episode. We're notoriously bad about remembering your birthday.
Yeah, we haven't had a good track record. I got myself a little birthday treat to celebrate my birthday.
A birthday treat in addition to this episode?
Yeah, well, I wanted a present to open, and not to date this recording too badly, but there's a special event going on at McDonald's right now.
Okay.
McDonald's is partnering with the Minecraft movie and selling Minecraft movie meals.
Oh, ew.
And boy, are they weird.
I know nothing about this.
Yeah, well, here, I will send you a picture.
Not sponsors, by the way, as you probably could tell by the fact that we said, what?
Not sponsors, no, just doing it because. So there it is. Comes in a giant golden box. Looks like a gold block from Minecraft.
Which has nothing to do with Minecraft. I guess it's a little bit like a gold block.
All of the food and drink stuff has like block M's and stuff on it for the logo McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
And you'll notice it comes with a special sauce. Nether Flame sauce. I don't do well with spicy food, so we're going to see how that goes.
I don't think that's going to send you over the edge.
We will find out. But you'll notice the Nether Flame sauce sitting on top of something.
It's a chest.
A little mystery box, a little mystery chest. What could be in the mystery chest? Well, one of 6 collectibles. We've got a McDonald's blind box to open here, folks.
You're going to open a McDonald's toy from a Happy Meal for your birthday?
Yeah. Well, please, it's a Minecraft meal, not a Happy Meal.
It looks pretty happy to me.
Well, we'll see. Here is the options of what could be in my blind box. You got the Big Mac Crystal, the Fry Helmet, the Birdie Wings, the Soda Potion, the Grimace Egg, and the Zombie Hamburglar.
Ah, man. The Grimace Egg and the Zombie Hamburglar. Those have to be in high demand.
Those are probably the 2 best ones, right? The Fry Helmet's kind of cool looking, too.
It is.
But what do we think we're going to get? What's the worst one to get?
Oh, the Big Mac Crystal is absolutely the worst.
Oh, okay. Big Mac Crystal. Well, let's open this up here. See what we got.
It's just a square with stripes.
It is, isn't it? Let's see. Opening up my birthday present, a McDonald's blind box.
This is so something.
Well, that's about how I should expect my birthday to go.
It's a Big Mac Crystal, isn't it?
It's a Big Mac Crystal.
Happy birthday.
But it says, there's a code on the back of this card that says, I can scan it to unlock my exclusive in-game item in Minecraft Bedrock Edition.
It's going to be the Big Mac Crystal. You're going to unlock a block that looks exactly like that in real life.
That's pretty cool. Of course I got the worst one for my birthday. Come on. I'm going to collect them all.
Oh.
I'll have to keep the podcast updated on
your quest to collect them all?
Mainly I want the Zombie Hamburglar and the Grimace Egg, but...
I was hoping you'd almost get the Fry Helmet instead, because that's a little relevant to the episode.
Oh, that would have been really funny to get the Fry Helmet on the Cody Fry episode.
Yeah.
Man, now I'm even more sad.
I'm sorry, not to bum you out on your birthday.
Oh, apparently I can buy the full set on eBay for $60.
$60?
$5,
That's
$70.
$10 a thing.
I can get the Zombie Hamburglar by himself for $23.99.
That's because he's the best.
Well, yeah, so that was my little birthday treat. I'm going to try this Nether Flame sauce. According to the ingredients list, number 1 ingredient, water. That's not very spicy.
It's not very flame either.
Next ingredient, vinegar.
A little more flame.
Then sugar. It's the number 3 ingredient. Ooh, here we go. Then number 4, chili peppers. Number 5, cayenne red peppers. Apricot concentrate. Let's see how this goes. Well, that's not too... Oh, God! Oh!
Yeah, wow, that was a lot.
I did not like that.
That was a lot more than I thought it would be.
Whoa! Yeah, that's a lot more than I thought it would be. That was, the vinegar really just hits the back of your throat, and then all the chili peppers and red peppers kick in. After the vinegar kind of makes you cough a little bit due to the poignant nature of it, the peppers just come in for the killing blow. I can still feel that.
Man.
Ugh.
Happy birthday. You got a striped cube and heartburn.
I'm going to power through all 10 with this.
Well, it's nice knowing you.
What'd you get me for my birthday?
You're recording it.
Oh, this episode?
Yeah.
Feels like a bit of a cop-out.
Maybe. Your other gift is on the way.
No cake or ice cream cake or
birthday cake ice cream.
Yeah, those are the 4 options. Anyway, what are we here to do?
We're here to talk about an album of your choosing.
The Nether Flame sauce really made me lose some of my marbles here.
We are here to talk about an album of your choosing.
Yes! Here to talk about an album of my choosing, which I have chose, Flying by Cody Fry.
Yes.
At first I thought it was called Frying.
By Cody Fly. That guy's like Cody Fry, but he's really cool.
But what was really cool is when I told you this was my artist and pick, you're like, oh, I know that album. And I was like, almost made me not want to pick that album and go with a different album by him. But this is the album I was introduced to Cody Fry with, and it's the one I liked the most. So I didn't really care that you'd already done it. It's the one I discovered.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the one you discovered. The one I discovered too, but I just discovered it long ago.
A long time ago.
We can swap discovery stories. How did you discover Cody Fry in the last month?
I discovered it because his cover of the song The Sound of Silence was nominated for Best Arrangement, Instruments, and Vocals at the 2025 Grammys.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? I forgot about that.
And so after the Grammys were over, I kind of went through some of the categories and picked out some artists or albums that seemed to intrigue me from what was nominated and what won and stuff. And I saw Sound of Silence. I know we'd done Simon and Garfunkel, and then of course I really liked the Disturbed cover of it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, ooh, I'll listen to that. And I liked his version of it. So I was like, well, what else does he got going on here?
But you jumped right into Flying, huh?
I did. Well, that seems to be his most popular one.
Yeah.
Especially since I Hear a Symphony went on to become a TikTok hit, but we'll get more into that in a minute.
Yeah.
How did you discover Cody Fry?
I feel like I got it on the ground floor. I would never have guessed. I couldn't have told you this song or this album went viral. I found Cody Fry in this album back in 2017 when it came out.
Yeah, that was before it went viral.
Yeah, that was my era of scrolling through the iTunes homepage every so often and finding albums that looked really interesting and then playing the previews and then deciding, yeah, I want to listen to that. So I found him shortly after the album came out, and it was featured on the iTunes homepage or whatever page it was that I was browsing. And I was really intrigued by less so I Hear a Symphony at first, but just some of the poppier songs really caught my ear in the iTunes previews. And so I put the whole album on my Albums of the Month playlist. Gosh, I don't know when. Let me look. Oh, so it was on the Albums of the Month in January of 2018.
Wow. It was released in October, so that is pretty much as on the ground floor as you can get.
I think so.
That's maybe on the elevator up to the first floor, but
still close to the lobby. Yeah, and I put it in my iTunes library, before I even ranked albums without a score, the first time around.
Wow.
So it doesn't get a score until way later, but it was still one of the first albums that I scored because it already existed in my rotation.
Sure.
From years before. This podcast was even a whisper in the wind.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was surprised to hear you say Cody Fry, and even more surprised when you listed the one album of his that I knew. And then to see that it had gone viral, I was like, I knew it.
He's had others, and they were good, but this is the one that made me want to do Cody Fry, and so I didn't let the fact you'd already listened to it dissuade me.
Of course.
Also, I don't know if you've picked up on a bit of a theme in my picks in the year discovery.
Well, let's see. I'm starting to, now that you say it. We had the Wellerman.
Yep, where we went off in our ship, sailing the seas, looking for new lands.
Yeah, very ocean-based. Then Fish in a Bird Cage, which, again, very oceany, and also air.
Uh-huh.
And now we're in like fully in the air with flying.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Our fish, who, in the song Fish in a Birdcage, is like, if you believe you could grow wings and fly or whatever, right? He's taken to the sky. He's flying up, up, up into space in my head. The greatest adventure of all. The place least discovered, endless space.
Apparently.
Which I don't think I get another pick in the year discovered, but if I did, it would be a space-themed episode.
A space-themed episode would be pretty cool. We'll see how it all shakes out.
I've got one in mind.
That's scary. So I know of Cody Fry from a long way back, but I don't know much about Cody Fry.
Okay, yeah, well, let's talk about him.
I actually have seen advertisements for him performing with, like, the Nashville Symphony. Like, I've seen him come back up, a resurgence in him.
Spoilers, please.
Oh.
We're not ready to talk about all that. We gotta we gotta take the Spin a Time Machine all the way back to July 10th of 1990.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
In a hospital in Northfield, Illinois.
That's a long way away.
Yeah, future American singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, composer, and producer, Cody Fry was born.
That is the first thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
So he enters the world in 1990.
Yes. Enters the world as the son of orchestral composer Gary Fry.
Nice.
Which, means naturally music would become a very early passion of his. And his destiny to become a future American singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, composer, and producer became clear when he self-released his debut album, Coincidence, in 2006 while still in high school.
High school? He was 16. That's wild.
Yep. After high school, he continued along the road of destiny all the way to Nashville, Tennessee to study voice at Belmont University, where he participated in various ensembles such as symphony orchestra, choir, opera, swing choir, and chorus.
Swing choir, I know it's a choir that sings swing music, but in my head, they're a choir that's on like playground swings.
Yeah, that's definitely what it should be. In 2012... and in 2014, Fry self-releases his follow-up albums Audio, Cinema, and Keswick. Also interesting albums.
What is a Keswick?
What is a Keswick? That is a wonderful question. A Keswick is a market town and civil parish in the Cumberland Unitary Authority area of Cumbria, England.
I like how you kept using A as if there's anything more than one of them.
It is. It says right here. It says Keswick is a market town.
Well, but it's like...
Historically, until 1974, it was part of the county of Cumberland.
Yeah, forgive me for not knowing.
The parish has a population of 5,243 at the 2011 census.
5,000? Good to know. Now we've all learned a little bit about Keswick.
Indeed. But that was in 2014. In 2015... Mr. Fry gained national recognition as one of the final 48 contestants on the 14th season of American Idol.
48, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but that is no small feat when you consider how many people are on American Idol.
Yeah. Also, it feels like 2015 is way too late for American Idol to only be on season 14.
Yeah, kind of, but they started in the early 2000s. I mean,
yeah.
I did a little looking into American Idol in preparation for this episode just because, like, it used to be all the rage in the early 2000s, and then it just fell off so hard.
Mm-hmm. It was just like, The Voice is on season 27, I think, and it started way after.
Well, they do multiple seasons a year. Like, Idol takes a lot more.
Yeah, well.
They have to tour and, like, audition people all across the country. You know, for The Voice, people could just send in a tape and then come to you. Part of the appeal of American Idol, at least back in the good old days, was the audition process.
The good old days.
Well, I liked watching. Nowadays, they edit it and only show you the good stuff. And before, they would let some really bad people through to the auditions so that you could see them on TV. Like, that was fun. That was most of the reason you watched the show.
Yeah.
And the episode count reflects that. Like, the earlier seasons I saw, they were doing like 40-some episodes a season. Lately, they've done like 16 and 20.
Wow.
Yeah. So you spend a lot less time getting to know the performers. That, like, you'd see all of them and the bad ones, and you'd have people that you'd start to root for. And over 40 episodes, you'd like start to like them.
Yeah.
And by the time you started to vote on people, like you had a stake in it, you really felt connected, like you'd seen a lot of their performances, you were rooting for them. 16 episodes just feels like it hits different.
Not so much anymore. Yeah.
And the judges changed. No shade to any of the judges, but like Randy, Simon, and Paula are the American Idol dream team. Anyway, 2015 though, Cody Fry's on in 2015. That's after, I think, the golden era of like winners that you'd remember, but not bad.
So that was kind of his first dip of the toe into the public eye pool.
The public eye pool?
Yeah, well, I started down the dip of the toe in the water metaphor before I realized I was going to say public eye.
You didn't want to dip his toe in the public eye?
Yeah.
The first time Cody Fry kicked the public in the face.
But the second time was, well, not quite yet, but in 2017 when Fry self-released, there's a lot of self-releases here,
Yeah.
the album that we're talking about today, Flying. And it was, decently successful for being self-released and him only being a Final 48 contestant.
Only.
In apparently past the golden age era of a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Fry recorded the album at Black Watch Studio in Norman, Oklahoma, but the orchestral score that's used throughout the album was mainly recorded at Ocean Way Studios in Nashville.
Ocean Way Studios, I don't know if you caught this or remember it, that's the same studio where Matchbox 20 recorded a lot of Mad Season. And we've talked about a few other things that have been recorded there.
I did not catch that, but sure.
Yeah. The studio is basically built inside of an old church. So they've taken out all the church stuff in the sanctuary of this church and use it to record stuff like this, like symphonies. It's a really cool studio. You should look it up.
Maybe I will. Cody scored and arranged all 14 tracks, mostly by himself, a little help in there on certain tracks, but he has writing credits or co-writing credits on pretty much every track.
Well, as a self-made album, yeah, he probably should.
Yeah. But in 2021, this is when he kicks the public in the eye a second time.
The other eye. He gets him right in the other eye.
The other eye. He gets the other one, yeah.
Cody Fry's kicking the public in the face.
That's when Flying's track I Hear A Symphony became a overnight sensation on TikTok.
Yeah, do you know why? Was there a trend associated with it? Or a dance or a something? A chop or a screw or whatever?
I'm not really a TikTok user, but apparently neither it was Fry. He didn't even have the app downloaded when the song went viral.
No, some people just take it and run with it.
Yeah, I don't know why it took off, but it did, and we're here talking about it partially because of that. So
there.
But it got so popular that it climbed the Spotify global viral charts, charting in 38 different countries.
That's a lot of different countries.
Which is wild. This popularity really put a little nos in his career, sent him propelling forwards.
Sure.
In that same year, 2021, his cover of The Beatles' Eleanor Rigby earned him his first Grammy nomination for Best Arrangement, Instrumental, and Vocals.
What a good song.
And as we kind of mentioned when talking about How I Founded, he received a second Grammy nomination in the same category because of his cover of Paul Simon's The Sound of Silence. And since then, he's gone on to have a ton of different performances at prestigious venues. As you were trying to get into earlier, in 2020, he performed with the Metropole Orkest for the live show Live in Amsterdam. In 2023, he performed his own songs Underground and Photograph at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts.
That's cool.
With the National Symphony Orchestra. He actually got to do that alongside Ben Rector, and Ben Rector and Cody Fry would continue their partnership and toured their orchestra show around the country, appearing in orchestras including the Nashville Symphony, the Pacific Symphony, and the Dallas Symphony, as well as the Minnesota Orchestra and the Cincinnati Pops.
Yeah, Ben Rector's another artist I've hit an album or two of. I think just one. But they make very similar kind of music.
He also got to play the song I Hear A Symphony at the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra performance somewhere. Not sure where that happened.
In St. Louis?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were touring. I didn't want to assume.
Well, I mean, fair enough.
I'll be honest, another really fun reason for why I was excited to do Cody Fry is also because he has a Christmas album.
Oh, boy.
Which means he's eligible for next year's Naughty or Nice bracket.
Against Fallout Boy. Yes, reigning champions Fallout Boy.
So that'll be fun to dig into around the holidays and see what we should bring from that.
Well, I'm sure.
I think, let's see, talked about when he was born, talked about his destiny, talked about his Grammys.
Talked about his destiny. Yeah, cover, check.
Yeah, I think I got it all. That's all there is to know. This is 100% all the information available. Nothing more to learn about Cody Fry. One stop shop.
Well, I think there might be 4 more things to learn.
It's impossible.
Oh.
There's no way there could be 4 more things to cram into this comprehensive episode about Cody Fry.
You might be right. We might have just covered it all.
But there's only one way to tell, and that's to get the mixtaper out here to see if he can teach us 4 new things about Cody Fry.
That's true. Yeah, if you can't learn 4 new things from the mixtaper, that really does mean you've covered everything. That'd be wild. But yeah, you get to play against him again.
Well, let's get it out here and see what he got me for my birthday. So far, I have a podcast episode and a block shaped like a Big Mac.
Hey, it's me, the mixtaper. Don't forget about the heartburn from the spicy sauce.
Oh, and the heartburn. Yes, I'm 4 deep on those.
Yeah. Well, I did want to get you a gift for your birthday this year, but you got to take it.
Okay. What?
The gift I'm giving you is a victory in this round of Factor Spin.
So you gonna give me the answers?
No, I'm not going to give you the answers. You just might not get your gift if you lose.
What? What?
You got to earn it.
What is it with you and James getting me gifts that aren't actually gifts?
It's a gift if you win. Birthday presents don't grow on trees.
Okay.
Think you could pull it out? Think you could win your birthday present?
No.
That's the spirit. I did. I went back and listened to some of my past rounds of Factor Spin against you, and I've analyzed my shortcomings and mistakes, and I'm ready.
Feels like you're really trying to prevent me from getting my own gift.
Yes, I'm evil.
I mean, you have a doctorate in evil.
Yeah,
right?
That means I'm evil.
That doesn't mean you're evil. That just means you're
Would you tell a doctor who has a doctorate in medicine that they're not a doctor?
I wouldn't say they're not a doctor. You're a doctor, but I don't see a guy that says that's got like a doctorate in medicine and say, hey, you're a medicine,
touche.
They're a doctor who is knowledgeable in medicine. You're a doctor who's knowledgeable in evil. Doesn't mean you are evil.
Well,
I wouldn't put that label on you.
Fair enough. Do you want to pick numbers this week? I don't know how I want to do it.
I don't know what I want to do. It's my birthday. The rate my birthday episode is going so far, I'm going to get shut out here, so.
That would be quite a birthday situation. Let's start easy. Cody Fry has a favorite word.
Don't we all? I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah. What's your favorite word?
Oh, I don't have one.
Oh. Well.
I said don't we all more as the expression. Actually, I do have a favorite word.
Yeah? What is it?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I would.
Can't be telling you my deep, dark secrets like my favorite word.
I think it's canonical that mine is pumpernickel.
Sure, if it is. And even if it isn't, you're a dastard. You can lie.
True. Any guesses what Cody Fry's favorite word is?
No. I'm thinking something that's like an, what you call it? What's it called when a word is a sound or an action or whatever?
Oh, like an onomatopoeia?
Yeah. I'm thinking it's like an onomatopoeia, like kabam, or, I don't know.
Well, you're actually barking up the right tree. And it's almost an onomatopoeia.
Okay.
His favorite word is Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo?
Yeah, like the city in Michigan.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a fun word. Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo. I think he's just always liked it. He says that he used to get it confused with the word kazoo, like the instrument, when he was really, really young. And it's just always kind of stuck.
I'm blanking. Isn't there a song that goes Kalamazoo?
It's definitely mentioned in a song. Glenn Miller Orchestra might do I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo or something.
That sounds like it, yeah.
It comes up. It's in songs.
So wait, you told me he has the Kalamazoo like the city of Michigan, not like the other Kalamazoo.
No, he doesn't like that Kalamazoo at all.
Yeah. So he confuses it with the word kazoo?
No, when he was 2 or whatever, when he was really young.
Dude, if I knew the word Kalamazoo when I was 2, that'd be impressive.
I don't know how old he was. He just, when he was really, really young, before he knew what Kalamazoo was, he said it for a kazoo.
Feels like kazoo would be easier to say. Why is this a thing people know about, the Fryster?
It was on an Ask Me Anything from 2020 on Reddit. People asked him about his favorite word, favorite lyric, favorite something, his songwriting process. And what he actually does is when he is writing a song and he needs filler lyrics, he said that he often just says Kalamazoo a bunch in there until he finds other words, just to carry the melody,
Nah, this is a spin. I think you like the word Kalamazoo, mixtaper.
I don't have any particular affinity for it.
I just don't know why a young kid would say Kalamazoo instead of kazoo. I feel like it'd be the other way around.
Well, it might have been. I don't know if it was the other way around. What he said is he used to get it confused with kazoo, which could just mean when someone said Kalamazoo, he thought it was a kazoo.
How old is 2-year-old Cody Fry going around asking people about Kalamazoo? It's not adding up, mixtaper. This is a spin.
Well, I assume it was from a Looney Tunes cartoon or something where they said Kalamazoo a lot. How did you hear about Kalamazoo?
Maybe I never have.
Maybe I'm breaking it to you right now. It's the first time. Yeah. Okay. Well, are you locking that in?
Yes.
Okay. Cody Fry might have a favorite word, and it might be Kalamazoo, but as far as I can discern, this is probably a spin.
Probably a spin. I'll take it. At least I'm not getting shut out on my own birthday.
No, you're not getting shut out. And maybe that will be my birthday gift to you.
I think I liked it better when we didn't remember my birthday. Maybe that would make it go better.
Now there's too much pressure on you.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you want next?
What? I don't know. What are my options? You didn't really give me a choice on the first one. You just said, we'll start easy. And I guess that was easy. I got it right.
That's true. You know what? It's your birthday. It's your birthday. You tell me what you want the next fact to be about.
What do I want it to be about? I want it to be about Kalamazoo.
Oh, shoot. I already burned through the Kalamazoo fact. Pick it again. Pick again.
Oh, darn. Can it be about sea lions?
No, but it can be about an illegal tree.
Is an illegal sea lion tree?
Nope. Sea lions are not related to this in any way.
Can they be?
No.
Because that would sure make it easy.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Okay, well, what do I ask? Let's see. What's this illegal tree?
It is a birch tree.
Oh, that's not quite what I meant, but I'll take that detail, sure.
Oh, well, what did you mean? Because I answered exactly what you asked.
I just meant kind of like, what is this tree? Why is it illegal? Where is it? You know, just tell me what's going on with this tree.
Yeah, it's planted in a park in Cody Fry's hometown.
What makes that illegal?
Well, he planted it.
Is there a law against planting trees?
Yeah, I guess you legally can't plant rogue trees in parks, at least not in Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how anyone would watch that or enforce that or anything about that. I don't even know how a tree would grow illegally if you planted it in secret.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but he did it. And now there's an illegal tree growing in a park in Northfield, Illinois.
A birch tree.
Yeah.
Why did he plant an illegal tree? Did he knowingly commit this crime?
Much like you, I don't think he realized it was...
Or are you going to claim he was 2 again?
No, I don't think he realized it was a crime. But he was like a kid. He must have been middle school something.
Yeah, he was 2 years old, out here asking people about Kalamazoo and planting illegal trees.
It's like Johnny Appleseed.
This is all part of his destiny.
Yes.
To become a famous singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, composer, and producer.
Absolutely. No, I guess he just picked up a birch seed and decided to plant it.
Do you even know that it's a seed? Like birch seeds look weird, don't they?
No, I Googled them when I was finding this fact, and I guess they ended up looking like pine cones. But obviously not pine cones because those are for pines.
Whoa, who'd have thought?
It's not me, that's for sure.
Okay, I just Googled birch seeds, and the first thing that came up was a definition that says tiny nutlets with 2 wings.
Nutlets.
And I've never heard of something being called a nutlet before in my life, but I love it.
Never. This is a first for me. Yeah, Cody Fry took his nutlets to the local park and planted them.
Oh gosh, I love it. Oh, I want this to be true, mainly because of nutlets.
Well, that can be true either way. That's a tiny little fact, a factlet that we've unlocked.
Does our factlet have wings?
Perhaps.
Okay, so planted a tree as a kid. It's illegal. How does he know it grew and it's still there?
Yeah, he went back to check on it frequently after he planted it, and I guess it's just still around.
It takes a while for a tree to sprout and grow, though, right? I feel like 2-year-old Connor would have forgotten all about that tree.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't 2. And I think it was a park that was near his school, a place that he frequented.
Until proven otherwise, I like to believe it was 2.
Okay. I mean, I can't prove otherwise. I don't know how old he was.
Well, I'll go with fact on this one. Why not?
Okay.
The pressure's off.
Got one right. You can afford to get one wrong. You can afford to get one right again.
Exactly.
Well.
Did I?
Did you? You say it's a fact that Cody Fry planted an illegal tree.
Did I? Sorry. Yeah, I say it's a fact.
Okay.
Unless the answer's spin, then I'd like to say it's a spin.
It is a fact that birch seeds apparently are nutlets, but the rest of it is a spin. This is untrue.
That's a shame. That is a shame.
Cody Fry has not planted any illegal trees.
In my heart of hearts. In my nutlets of nuts.
None of... I don't like that one.
I knew that was probably a spin, but I wanted it to be true.
Yeah, when you said it's sea lions, I was half tempted to make it into a beech tree instead of a birch tree and be like, oh, sea lions on the beach. But I thought that would make it way too spinny.
Spinny? I haven't talked about him in a while.
No, he's busy.
Out mascotting. Probably hanging out in clubs with Twisted Sister.
Perhaps.
Well, where do we go next?
Good question.
Not to Kalamazoo, not to Sea Lions.
Maybe to jail if you plant that illegal tree.
To jail?
Probably it's just a fine.
Was that part true? Can you not plant?
Oh, yeah. No, you can't. You got to have permits for all kinds of stuff. It has to be like within regulation. Like it has to be park grade tree and the trunk has to be so thick and it has to be a certain like location. I don't know. There's all kinds of rules about it in Illinois.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, where to next?
I want to heighten the drama at the end of this round of Factor Spin.
Ooh.
So third, I'm going to tell you, Cody Fry apparently tries to never visit the same barber twice.
Why does that heighten the drama?
No, it doesn't yet. That's just for what comes later. I don't want this one to be the last fact that I give you.
Oh, okay. That was a little nutlet of tease. Gotcha.
Fantastic. I don't like that this has suddenly become the Nutlet episode.
You can already guess what my unit will be.
Yeah, it's making itself apparent.
Okay, never visit the same barber twice. Does he have a list?
I don't think he's that serious about it. I don't know. It just sounds like he doesn't have a regular barber.
Is this something he's been doing since he was like 2 years old when he was planting illegal trees? And
No, what's up with you and the 2-year-old thing?
well, you said it about Kalamazoo, and now I'm just really on 2 years old now.
No.
You said 2 years old, mixing up Kalamazoo, and that just stuck with me.
Yeah, I don't think it's been since 2. I don't even know if it's been happening for too long. Like, it sounds like the kind of thing, I can't fathom why, but maybe his regular barber retired at some point and he just didn't want to find a new one. Like, I don't really know.
It's not really your job to know.
No,
It's your job to fact, and your job to spin, and your job to make pumpkin spice lattes,
it's true.
of which I have none. That could have been an easy birthday gift. We live together, mixtaper.
It's out of season. They don't make latte milk this time of year.
Oh, okay. Dude, that'd be so stressful. I already don't know how to talk to my regular barber.
Right.
Like I go in there like, what would you like? I'm like, whatever you did last time is fun.
Right. I know. And they have to remember what they did last time. And they're like, I cut the hair of like 19, 20 people a day.
They're like, oh, well, let me look it up in the system. Last time we did this with this size, whatever. Is that still what you want? Yes, that's what I still want. Okay, but if I do that, it's going to be X, Y. And there's just so many choices. I never know what to say. And it's always just slightly different every time, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll get it a way that I like it, and then I'll be like, give me that again, and then it'll be wrong. It'll be different.
Yeah, that's definitely...
And so, like, I need, next time that they do it right, I need to just, like, take a picture of it and be like, do it like this.
Dude, that's a crazy thing for you to say because that's exactly what Cody Fry does. He has like a picture of a haircut that he likes, and I guess he just shows it to barbers.
It's a smart move. Does he, like, have it in, like, headshot form that you could sign and give to them? This is for you.
I don't know, but that'd be really funny.
Hang this up as proof that Cody Fry has been to this establishment.
Cody Fry was here, which is like funny because it's every barber in the city at some point. Like every barber you go to, you'll see this picture of this random man.
People going, man, this guy really gets around.
Who is he? He's looking Cody Fly. I know I already made that joke, but it's got new context here.
Oh, Cody Fly. I didn't hear it the first time, so I like it. Fantastic. I'm going to go with no on this one.
No?
Yeah, I'm going to go with just a big fat no. Not factor spin, just no.
Just choosing to not answer, I guess.
Yeah, well, bring me something about sea lions, then I'll answer. But until then, I guess I'll say spin.
Okay, how about this? Cody Fry has never had his hair cut by a sea lion.
Fact.
What are you locking in for never visit the same barber twice?
I'm going to go with spin.
Spin. Okay. Any particular reason?
I just think he doesn't need his haircut all that often. He's probably got a wardrobe, hair and makeup team when his touring. So
Well, that's what I think too. From the sound of it, he does it like it excludes his hair and makeup people when he's touring. It just seems like when he's home.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
There can be only so many before it'd be really annoying to have to go find a different one. So I'm just gonna go with no.
Just gonna go with no. Well, as far as I'm aware, Cody Fry does not try to not visit the same barber twice.
Does not try to not.
Which means this is a spin.
This is a spin!
This is a spin. Well, you answered no, so that doesn't really count.
Good thing I also said spin in there. All right, well, give me the drama. You said you were going to ramp up the drama for me at the end here.
Well, not ramp up. I just figured you'd probably get that one right.
Oh.
And so I wanted the drama to come down to the last fact of whether you go 50-50 or whether you earn your birthday gift.
I see. I mean, that was going to be true regardless of, because we were already 50-50. So regardless of if I got that one right or not, it was going to come down to the last one. But go on.
Oh. Well, anyway, this is the one I wanted to save for last. Cody Fry made a custom wedding ring. Two of them. 2 custom wedding rings.
2 custom wedding rings for different people, or like one for himself and one for his to-be-wed?
Yeah, one for himself and one for his then fiance. And that is still 2 different people, to be clear.
Well,
Just 2 different people that he is one of.
fair enough. Yeah, when I said different people, I meant like not him.
Not him. No, they were for him.
Is he married?
Yes. He and his wife Haley got married in 2014.
Okay, well, that could be true. Could not be true.
That's the whole point of the game.
So is he like is he good with his hands? Is he like a craftsman?
I think generally the answer is no. But
Oh, so they were really bad wedding.
no, they weren't really bad. He took $350 worth of classes to make the rings.
I'm shocked I didn't have to play guess that dollar amount. And 2, I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if $350 would be enough to make me good enough to make wedding rings.
Well, it's probably not enough to become proficient in metalwork, but luckily that's not what he was doing.
Okay, what was he doing?
Woodwork.
Yeah, I still don't think that's enough. I don't know if I could make good, because like woodworking is hard to do on like a small scale, right?
This is a pretty small scale.
Yeah, and like, I mean, you gotta get like that thing nice and polished and looking pretty if it's gonna be around her finger for however long it takes to get married.
I mean, however long it takes to get married, it's a wedding ring.
Well,
That's for however long it takes to live.
oh, it was the wedding ring. It wasn't the engagement ring. Sorry. That's even more important. In my head, I had it as an engagement ring. Did she like it?
Oh, yeah, I guess they're both very sentimental people. And he wanted to surprise her, but he showed it to her, like, in the months leading up to the wedding, so that it wasn't a total blindside.
Yeah, you kind of have to. Otherwise, you have to spend money on rings you're not going to use, right? Because there's no way, unless she wasn't... Stereotype is that most women plan the weddings.
Unless she was a very hands-off bride.
Yeah, unless she was hands-off. There's no way he couldn't tell her he was doing this.
Right.
In a few months, that feels a little close. I mean, I don't know what the lead time is on wedding rings.
I have no idea. And I don't know how many months. He showed it to her first before they needed to get real rings.
When did he take these classes? Was it when he was 2 years old?
maybe roughly 2.
Yeah, because 2 years, $350, when he was 2, plus then all those years to work on what he learned, then maybe I could believe it.
Well, I don't think he did the ring. I think the classes were specifically for making the wedding ring.
Okay.
Not just general woodworking classes that he was like, I'm skilled enough.
That would make more sense.
Yeah, that's the impression that I got. He took like specifically workshops to make a ring.
Was that 2 classes, maybe? Or were they together for 2 years or 2 months or 2 days or something that starts with a 2?
He made 2 rings.
And did they have a sea lion as their like flower girl? Would be my other question.
I doubt it, but I don't know. I think I could say no and let this still be a fact. So I'm going to say no.
I mean, if you wanted to say yes and then ensure I got my present, that'd be great.
I'd rather not. I want you to earn it.
I don't need to earn it. I have nothing to prove.
No, nothing to prove. You just want your birthday present.
Yeah, so give it to me. Tell me there was a sea lion somewhere involved.
No.
I'll still go with spin. I think you've quadruple spinned me this week.
Quadruple spun you.
You spun me right round, right round, right round, right round.
What makes you say that? Spun you right round like a Dremel?
I don't know. Just lesser known artist. Might have been hard to find some stuff. And I know you love to lie to me.
Well, I do.
When you get the chance, mixtaper. So just play the odds here. Worst case, it's a 50-50. Best case, I finally get a present for my birthday.
What are you talking about? You got that burger cube. So you're locking in spin.
I'm locking in the correct answer.
You're locking in spin.
Well, if that's the correct answer.
Is that what you want to lock in?
If it's the correct answer, yes. I'm locking in spin.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I can tell you that their flower girl was indeed a seal. This is a spin.
Woo! A seal?
Oh, a sea lion?
Who cares about a seal? I want a sea lion.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't a sea lion. No, it was a seal.
You were seal lion about that seal.
I was seal lion. Yeah, that's it. That's what you wanted for your birthday, right? You wanted me to be seal lion?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted you to lie to me about seals.
Anyway.
Stupid. Now it feels like that was scripted.
It does, doesn't it?
That's so stupid.
Other parts of this spin that you did not touch, I was going to say that his was made of maple and hers was canary wood.
Oh, canary wood. Nice.
Yeah. And it's true his wife is named Haley, and it's true they were married in 2014. Well, congratulations. You've done it again. Back to your winning ways against me, the mixtaper. I'll take that. The last couple rounds against you have been okay. So, and it's your birthday, so I'm feeling good about.
Yeah, well, you didn't take anything. I earned it, as you said.
You tried to get me to give it to you.
Yeah, but you won it. I had to steal it from you, from your cold, dead hands.
My hands are warm and alive.
For now, give me a real present or they won't stay that way.
That's pretty ominous. This is a pretty real present. It was pretty good. You did great. I'm sad those didn't trick you more, though. I really kind of thought they would.
Yeah, sorry, they didn't.
Bummer. Well, we'll see you next year for another birthday.
Get out of here. Scram.
Scram?
I'll see you later tonight, and you'll be back next week to play against James.
You might not see me tonight. Now I gotta scram. I'm too busy scramming to hang out with you.
Yeah, scram to go get me a present, or at least some cake or something.
That's right. I gotta scram to the store. I feel like this is a bit we've done before.
No way to know.
Nope. Anyway, yeah.
Bye, mixtaper. And James, unmute yourself. It's time to continue the episode. I know you've been here the whole time, so I won't welcome you back.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back. My name was on that gift from the mixtaper too.
Nope.
Yeah.
Definitely don't see it.
I definitely contributed to that.
I mean, there's this part on the card that's all scribbled out, and then under it says mixtaper. But
oh, huh.
I don't know what that could mean.
I don't know what that could mean. Yeah, me either. Curious.
Well, it's time to talk about album art.
Album art.
Boy, is it a cool one.
It is. I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said the album art is the first thing that drew me to this album. It's literally judging an album by its cover, which is what you're not supposed to do to books. But nobody says that you shouldn't do it to albums.
Yeah, nobody says you can't do it about albums, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe we'll start the phrase, judge an album by its cover.
Well, I don't know about that, because we've had some good albums behind really bad covers.
And some really good covers in front of bad albums.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be a fun thing to judge. What's the best music to album cover ratio that we've talked about?
Oh, that sounds like some cool subcon.
Yeah, that's for a different time, but cool idea.
Different time, a different place, a different destiny.
That's a nutlet of an idea.
Now you're saying it.
I heard you in the mixtaper talking about it.
No, that's my thing. Back off.
But anyway, what a cool album cover.
We've got a silhouette of a person flying up in the air.
Crumbs dripping from their feet.
I almost said that. It's like he's either jumping off or going up past a cliff edge of a mountain, it kind of looks like.
Yeah.
But yet also it's looks like piano keys.
Yes.
And it's all wavy. It's one of those kind of optical illusions where you can see different things depending on what you want to focus on.
Well, definitely the piano keys, and they almost look like buildings. The black keys almost look like a city down below.
Exactly. They kind of look like buildings, and then the piano keys look all wavy, right? They're not flat across. They look like they bulge out in the middle.
Oh, I've never seen it that way until just now because of the contours of the cliff edge.
Exactly. And then you could argue that maybe they're like spikes at the bottom of the cliff, and he's taking a leap of faith as he jumps off over the spikes.
Well, it's not called Cody Fry falling, but it could be.
Well, when we get to the song, there's a question on if he can fly or not.
That's true. I guess it does leave it ambiguous. This is one of the yellowest albums I know.
We should just start a whole page of the website and the rankings list. It's just different rankings about different things about album art. Which one's the best, music to album ratio? What's the most yellow? What's the most other things? It'd just be really fun to have a running list of albums sorted by album art in different ways.
Oh, goodness. That'd be difficult, but interesting-ish.
I'm just imagining the most to least yellow. You get down to the ones that don't have any yellow, but then you're like, well, this one has orange, and yellow and red make orange, so it's more yellow than this other one.
I think the album that has the least yellow is probably AC/DC's Back in Black. Out of the ones that we've talked about so far, probably is the winner for the least yellow.
Well, anything else to say?
No. This concludes my presence in the episode.
See ya. This is my episode, my birthday episode.
That's right, Connor. Take the wheel.
Well, before we can, get into the tracks, we gotta get through the prelude.
Which is in itself a track, yes.
The opening is honestly half the reason I feel like this is almost like he's flying up into space. It's got kind of that synthy space atmosphere going on with it.
Yeah, it does sound a little bit like he's ascending.
Yeah, he's ascending up through the atmosphere.
You know what I'm seeing that's interesting? I mean, Cody Fry is obviously the author and the composer and stuff, but I'm looking at the Spotify credits for this song and probably for most of the album, and his dad, Gary Fry, is the conductor.
Yeah, which I was going to bring up during the album section at the beginning, but forgot.
Oh, good. Then that means I reminded you and didn't just steal your thunder.
Yeah. He's the conductor of all the orchestra parts, I believe.
That's pretty cool. The Prelude's nice. It's a good scene setter.
You hit play, and yeah, you're just instantly drawn into just like, oh, this is grandiose. This is epic. That just that first note, that bong that it hits you with, as the background synths go, and it just builds over the course of this major crescendo all the way through, and then bleeds perfectly into the drum drop, the drum beat that kicks off Better.
Yeah, I like the Prelude. I actually don't think I like the way it transitions into Better. Better feels like the bottom falls out really quickly.
Really? What?
Like the Prelude builds and builds and builds, and Better doesn't feel like it starts us at that level for me.
No, I love that it builds and builds and builds, and then the drums literally cascade down into the dun 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 dun. Like if you weren't paying attention to the track list, they would just bleed seamlessly into one another, in my opinion.
It's close, but it's just not quite. Like there's too much cutoff at the drums. Or maybe the drums aren't big enough for what I wanted or expected at the beginning. It's an interesting way to start a song. If you take the Prelude away, Better has a really captivating start.
Sure.
And the Prelude itself is a very captivating build. I just think there's a little bit of a disconnect between them for me, which is weird because it's deliberately supposed to not be like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not there for me.
Better was one of the first things that drew me to this album.
Yeah.
Whatever the iTunes preview was, whatever 30-second snippet was really captivating. And Better is one of the songs that still comes up on my playlist from time to time. Still gets some rotations.
Nice.
At least a verse and a chorus.
So this album and Cody Fry in general, the main reason we are now talking about them is because I had what we have described on this podcast as the Dua Lipa effect.
Oh.
An artist I didn't even know existed. I just came across them on the Grammy nomination list, and I looked them up, and I hit play. And the Prelude started. I was like, wow, this is a cool intro to the album. And then it dropped into Better, and you hit that awesome verse 1 pre-chorus chorus run.
Mm-hmm.
And just from the second the chorus hit, I was just like, yes. I was all in instantly, just like I was with Dua Lipa. Just like, I don't know who you are or where you've been,
but you're here now, and that's good.
But I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, man.
Maybe you were out of Kalamazoo, for all I know. But
what's interesting about Better is the instrumentals are so repetitive behind him in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a small little loop. And there's like a good amount of melody and motion on the chorus and a good amount of dynamic variation on the chorus. The verses don't have that melodic movement. And it's really interesting because you kind of feel like you're stuck in a loop a little bit, like a skip as far as the instrumentals go for a while.
Sure.
It's really interesting.
It is interesting.
It's kind of a bizarre blend of like super energetic synth pop, like so much synthier. Like this is a way more saturated kind of pop music than I usually listen to, even when I'm going for pop.
No, absolutely. It's very, some other people that I told about this album outside the podcast, when they listened to it, they were like, I'm surprised you like this because of how synth heavy it is and how, what was the word you just used?
I think I said saturated. It's just like,
yeah, how saturated it is. And I said, yeah, typically I wouldn't, but there's just something about his style and the way I think he blends.
There's just something in his eyes that leaves you paralyzed.
Yeah, exactly. It's something about his style and the blending of like that alt pop with the orchestral that I really like.
The orchestral is what gives it an interesting dimension.
Yeah.
If this song had no orchestral stuff and was just what it would be without it, I really don't know how that would go.
Yeah.
And the orchestral stuff kind of like salvages it.
I mean, this whole album's kind of that way.
Yeah, it is. And
it's like that perfect, like, little, he's found his own little niche space.
Niche is a great word.
Where those two genres blend.
Yeah, because I don't think all of these songs are necessarily niche.
No.
But I think Cody Fry as an artist is probably a pretty niche artist.
Yeah.
I just don't see him having the mass appeal of...
That's maybe why he only came 48th.
in
Or in the
American
top
Idol.
48. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know that it was 48, but yeah, I mean, that's why it only came top 48.
Yeah. But I find this same thing with a lot of artists that are similar, like Ben Rector, right? Like other artists that are in this vein. There's a novelty to it. And that's cool, but it's a novelty to me sometimes. I don't mean to downplay it, because it's really interesting and it's, music is music. It's great. But it's just really interesting. Some parts on the album leverage that blend of orchestra and pop better than others. Better is one that leans more on the pop. Other songs will lean more on the orchestra. There's kind of a nice balance in there.
Sure.
Lyrically, I think Better's okay. I don't know if it does a ton for me lyrically.
Yeah.
Better, like the verse on Better, you were all I ever wanted, all I ever thought I'd need, broke it off before we started, didn't know what to believe. That doesn't really do much for me. Maybe I love you, maybe I hate you. That's a good pre-chorus. But there's just this whole dichotomy, this back and forth of Better. That's cool, but I don't know if it's like blowing me away lyrically.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to defend the lyrics as being like a masterpiece, but I like them. I think it can get a little repetitive. It doesn't change it up too much, but I do like there's something in your eyes that leaves me paralyzed, terrified that you love me better than anyone else. I think that's a cool sentiment.
It is.
And I really like the line, "Are you here to save my life or the devil in disguise?" I think that's a cool line. Mm-hmm. And I like that he rhymes disguise with paralyzed.
Yeah, that's true. That's nice. Mostly I'm in Better for the energy of it.
Yeah, the energy. It's a get up and dance song.
Yeah, and in that case, the lyrics don't feel as repetitive or as important because that's not the point of the song.
Or you kind of want them to be a little repetitive, right?
A little bit.
And you almost want them to be in that setting.
Yeah, it's different. I have a problem with like how loopy Better is.
Sure. Yeah, to just sit down and listen to and try to take notes on it probably is. But like I said, in the right setting that I think it's intended to be listened to in, it probably is just about right.
Yeah.
But I want to go on to track number 3, Go.
I want to go.
Do something kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know you do. That's kind of your thing.
Drive all night to Kalamazoo.
Drive all night to Kalamazoo. Go is a song that's way less poppy dancey. This is a lot more singer-songwriter. I think Go, for me, is much closer to like what I want.
Sure. You'd probably like some of his other albums then.
I might. I think if all of Cody Fry, if all of Flying sounded like Go, it would probably improve its score, to be honest.
Wow. Maybe you should consider giving one of his newer albums that I didn't mention in the rundown because we kind of got past it, but Pictures of Mountain, and just this year, or last year, I think he released one called The End.
Yeah.
I almost went with Pictures of Mountain when I heard you had done Flying already.
It would have been interesting, for sure.
I haven't listened to The End yet myself, but...
So the lyrics on Go, first of all, are a lot stronger.
Sure. But they kind of have to be.
They do, because the music does not carry it as far as Better.
Yeah.
This one's also a lot more not symphonic, right? Not orchestral. In fact, there's hardly any orchestra to speak of on Go. There's a little bit, but it's like not that kind of a song.
Yeah.
It's way more of a singer-songwriter, play it with a band.
The sad thing is, this song could almost be a modern-day country song if you just tweak the instrumentation a little bit. It's got that vibe to it.
Yeah, it actually does, doesn't it? I was thinking through and I was like, I don't know. And then I got to the chorus. I want to run in wide spaces, fly like the wind in high places.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah.
It feels exactly like that sing-songy chorus that modern-day country music has.
Throw a Cole Swindell on this song instead of Cody Fry.
Yeah.
And that is a country hit.
Uh-huh.
Yep, absolutely.
Which almost makes me not like it as much, but it does also explain why it's slightly more popular in the Spotify playlist.
Yeah. I like the sentiment. This keeps coming back to I want to go. And even though the things that he says in between aren't like poetry, right? I want to do crazy things. I want to drive all night. Feel the pounding of... Like, that's not a sentence that you just wouldn't say as a normal person and not a songwriter. But, like, that's fine. He brings it all back to I want to go. And that hook, like, that tethers you in the verse. And it's not bad. I just think it's a lot stronger of a song. The verse is a little better than Better, ironically. The chorus is better than Better. I definitely like Go a lot.
Yeah, I think Go's a great song.
Yeah, it's another one that's on my personal playlist and sometimes climbs up in the rotations.
I like the background vocals, the I Wanna Go's that chant in between his lyrics, and then the oh-wohs. Love me a good oh-woh. Haven't had a good oh-woh in a while.
It's a birthday oh-woh. I think there's also just something that's not always clicking for me about his voice.
Really? You don't like his voice?
It's not his voice. It's just, I think it's the way it's produced. I think there's some frequency missing from it that it's light. I want a little more weight to it. I want a little less auto-tuney polish.
The way I kind of described it in my notes was it almost has that boy band sound to it without the boy band.
Yeah.
It's like it's just him. But it sounds like his voice has been mixed to fit with like 3 other dudes.
Right.
You know?
That's so true and accurate. And that's exactly what I think is getting to me about it, and always has gotten to me about it.
Absolutely.
And it's the same thing they do. Again, it must just be a trend for like artists who make symphonic kind of pop or like really musically inclined pop music, because I've noticed it with like Ben Rector too.
Sure.
Just it's crisp. It's really clean and smooth and polished and like too much. It's like produced to a degree where I don't like it as much.
You ready to talk about another song that's meant to just be put on like in a giant group of people and everybody bob and weave and sing to it out loud?
Yeah.
While they kind of bounce up and down.
Yeah, a real crowd pleaser.
Yeah. Nobody But You. That chorus is designed specifically to just be everybody like thumping along to that bass beat. Everybody singing it out loud.
Yeah.
In one big crowd.
This song feels like just the way that the orchestral part is arranged on it. It feels like it's trying to do what everyone was doing in 2012, 5 years later.
Interesting.
Like, it's reminding me of like a Coldplay song, you know what I mean?
Really?
Just,
I mean, I don't know that much Coldplay, but
just in the orchestral part.
I like the orchestral part on this one. I think it shines a little more on this one. Maybe that's just because we came off a Go where it wasn't really there at all.
It definitely does shine. It wasn't on Go, and it is very prevalent on Nobody But You. But it's not like orchestral. It's like an orchestra playing a pop riff, right? It's not really as grand or involved compositionally as something like I Hear a Symphony or, you know, other stuff like even the Prelude. It just feels like the orchestra is here to play a guitar riff, but they want it to sound like an orchestra.
What do you think of the bridge?
The bridge fits this song like a glove.
Yeah, well, it does, but yet it varies the rhythm just enough to be interesting, but not enough to be jarring and like out of place. The way he kind of puts in some staggered pauses and eighth notes in there, you know, he just kind of bobs and weaves through that bridge.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think the bridge is one of the strongest parts of the song. And the end of the song where these parts kind of start cascading over each other is really interesting too. It's not bad.
Yeah. Again, I think the whole album is very interestingly crafted. Each of the songs has its own unique flair to it, but...
Oh yeah. Now, Nobody But You is a song that I actually don't think made my personal playlists. But again, that was 9 years ago. So, 8.
Yeah, well, there's some other stuff that I think would make it be... I don't know if you ever limited yourself to how many or if it's just whatever you felt like putting on there, but...
I used to be a lot more strict about it, but then I realized if I didn't put it on the playlist, I'd eventually just forget the song altogether. So I've been a lot faster and looser with it in later days.
Gotcha. Because I could see this falling off to some other tracks if this was back when you were more strict about it.
Yes, and one of the tracks that it fell off to was Love Somebody.
Ooh, you're a big Love Somebody fan.
Wouldn't say that, but it's an ear catcher.
So is the drums start to this one more what you wanted better to have? The slightly bigger drums?
Yes. These are bigger, they're more resonant, they take up more space.
They do the thing where it goes from left to right on you?
Yes.
Across your headphones? I love the wampa, 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 wampa.
Yeah, the wah pedal is really what gets me on this one. It's such a cool inclusion. Such a unique sound.
Again, that jazzy lyrics to it really is, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to describe, but just that, who are you? Where did you come from? Bumpa, wampa, wampa, bumpa. You know, it's got like that.
It's got a nice swing to it.
It's cool. It's got swing. That's the word I was looking for. It's got a nice swing to it.
He was in the swing choir.
Yeah. I could just see him. Dude, now I want a music video for Love Somebody where it's just like him swinging on a playground like swing set, you know?
Yeah. I like that arpeggio in the background. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's really good.
It could be like two kids, like one's already swinging, the other one comes up, and he's like, who are you? Where did you come from?
Yeah, I would never think that one too much.
And he's like, I came from Kalamazoo. He's like, wow, I'm only 2 years old. I've never heard of that place.
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo.
Just a nutlet of a man.
This is one where the lyrics stand out a lot.
Yes. I think this is one of the best arranged and produced songs on the album. The dynamics are good.
Yep.
The build, ebb, and flow of Love Somebody is good.
The lead up to the chorus is great.
Lead up to the chorus is awesome. The chorus itself is huge, and then we back it way back down for the verse.
Yep.
Like, this has a lot of good dynamic motion. I do think Love Somebody, if you're going to look at the poppier songs on this album, like Go is one of my favorites from a singer-songwriter perspective. Love Somebody has to be one of my favorite songs from a pop perspective.
Sure.
It's really well produced and arranged, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, Love Somebody Fry is a really good song to play for somebody that you want to introduce to Cody Fry, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of true. This is the best of all the vibes of this album.
It's a great introduction. If you want to get them understanding the genre and just like what he has to offer, Love Somebody's a great choice.
There's even some like rock guitars in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 2 minutes mark, as we're doing like that instrumental interlude, that patch. It's a cool vibe. A lot going on Love Somebody.
Then we get into an interlude, Wind at the Edge of a Cliff, which is a great name for an interlude before a song called Flying.
Definitely. Looks like the album cover.
And again, I just love that orchestral, the like clarinet and the flutes and all that.
Yeah, I'm half tempted to say Wind at the Edge of a Cliff is the best orchestral kind of moment on this album. It's brief, but it's really good.
It's very brief. It's only 41 seconds.
I know. Unlike Prelude into Better, I think Wind at the Edge of the Cliff is the perfect lead into Flying because there's a natural break in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great lead in. Don't get me wrong. I think Prelude to Better is the more seamless transition, which I really like about it. I think the little break between Wind at the Edge of a Cliff into Flying is necessary for that transition. I think it would have been weird to seamlessly blend into that one.
Well, yeah.
But I guess I wouldn't say that it was like better. I would say it's different.
You'd say Better was better?
I'd say they were both different.
So Better was worse.
Better was better, and Flying was flying. That's our next track.
All right.
Flying, title track.
Flying is such a song for the ballad guy.
Oh, yeah, it is. Where did my wings go? I could have sworn I could fly straight up into the sky. Boy, I should have known it was all just a lie. No one on earth can fly.
A lot of good lyrics in Flying. A lot of doubt-ridden lyrics for a song called Flying. Usually songs called Flying are like, oh, I'm so free, I'm going. And now this is a song that he's not flying. He thought he could.
And the chorus, thought the things you said would turn out true. Guess that's what I get for trusting you. You said if I believed enough I would fly. Why didn't I?
Yeah, he's already fallen.
Into the spiky piano keys.
Yeah, maybe.
And the little flute and clarinet are still there to tie us back to the interlude. They're flittering around back there. The wind, as they represent.
Mm-hmm. The end of Flying, though, turns that thing on its head. He's been falling and air's rushing past, and then
it does.
We get to a bridge, a piece I can't explain. The wind's running through my veins.
Yeah, a bit of a turn at the bridge.
The orchestra picks up, the music swells, and it gets lifted up. And all he knows now is sky and cloud. And we end Flying.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, maybe I take it back. Maybe it's not Wind at the Edge of a Cliff. There's a lot of good orchestral moments on actual Flying. I just like the unstructured nature of Wind at the Edge of a Cliff more.
Sure.
In a lot of ways. But as far as like a structured orchestral kind of pop-ish song goes, it's really hard to beat Flying.
Flying's a really good track. It never gets too big for what it is, but it doesn't really make you feel like it needed to go bigger.
Yeah, it doesn't impose itself on you. It's gentle.
And like again, he uses the instrumentation so well to shift during that bridge, the tone of the song.
Yeah.
He plays with the dynamics, and then the instruments kind of pick up and change to give you that sense of being lifted up, right? As the lyrics go into the big as the big instrumental break. Like that's as big as the song gets. And yeah, like it's echoey, like he's flying away or over, right?
Yeah.
I really like how Flying builds to that big moment. And the big moment's at the end of the bridge, not like at the chorus somewhere, which is cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
But for those of us on the ground who can't fly, maybe we should just hold on.
What do we hold on to?
Maybe the boat.
Maybe.
I'm feeling like a drop in the ocean.
Lost in the waves.
Sinking.
Hold on. It's another song that didn't make my personal playlist back in the day.
But now you like it? Or is that just didn't make it, still wouldn't make it?
That's an observation. Probably still wouldn't make it. There's not a lot of hook to this song.
Yeah, it's another one that would fall off, I think, compared to some of the other tracks.
Yeah, there's good here.
Especially since there's the whole chorus of just what would I hold on to, pretty much.
What do I hold on to? What do I hold on to?
And it's there a lot. This is another one that the instruments sign. He keeps kind of bouncing back and forth between like lyric heavy songs and like instrument heavy songs.
It's true.
Because this one I find myself really fascinated by the doo 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 that the instruments do.
Yeah. This song feels like it's constantly trying to build to something that never comes. It's close on the bridge. My heart's burning like a raging fire. Flames are rising. It feels like it's trying to get to that, but that doesn't feel big enough.
Yeah, it's like it does that thing that we've talked about on some other albums where like the verses will build you up to what feels like should be a payoff on the chorus, and then the chorus just jumps back down.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be effective, but here it's not.
No.
And yeah, you're right. The bridge, they try to go big, but by then I think it's too late.
I've already been lost.
I think if like the end of verse 2 build up transitioned into the level of intensity the bridge has, it maybe would have been a better payoff.
Yeah.
Because the ending of verse 2 kind of builds you to that same peak that the bridge hits, but he breaks it up by dropping you back down for another chorus, and it just doesn't quite hit.
Not quite, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We're coming off a strong stretch with Love Somebody and Flying, so that happens.
Sure. Now, let's have an interlude off here for a moment. Let's have a lude off.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the prelude, the interlude, Wind at the Edge of a Cliff, or the interlude from across the room? What's your favorite lude?
Prelude's the worst.
Prelude's the worst. Wow.
Yeah, it's 3 of 3.
Fascinating.
I would say From Across the Room is the second best. Wind at the Edge of the Cliff still takes the best for me.
Okay.
Even though it's the shortest, it feels the most appropriate for the song that is about to lead into.
That's so interesting.
Wind at the Edge of the Cliff sounds like a Wind at the Edge of the Cliff.
No, it absolutely does.
From Across the Room doesn't sound like From Across the Room.
Fair enough. Titles aside, though, I think if I'm just listening to the track, I think the difference is I really like it when the interludes set a tone and then transition seamlessly into the track. Like they're like there to support the next track, like Prelude does, and like From Across the Room transition seamlessly into Falling in Love.
Yeah.
I really like that, and it seems like you don't prefer that as much, maybe, is
I don't know.
what's going on here. Because I think I would completely reverse the order. I think Prelude's my favorite lude, then From Across the Room, then Wind at the Edge of a Cliff.
That's wild. Yeah.
So we put From Across the Room in the middle, but we switched Wind at the Edge of a Cliff and Prelude. I just like how big and symphonic Prelude gets, and how it sets that tone for the whole album.
It opens the door pretty well.
It's like the curtain rising on the album.
But it opens the door to better, and not so much the rest of the...
I liked Better, though. I know it fell short for you, that transition into Better, but not for me. To me, Prelude was the curtains rising, and then the transition into Better was like the band kicking things off. Drums kicks things off, and we're off to the races.
Yeah.
Speaking of kicking things off, I don't know, there's something there about our joke about Cody Fry kicking
the public in the eye. Something. Yeah, he kicked the public in the eye, and they were falling in love with him.
What do you think of Falling in Love? The like clap snapping thing going on?
It's interesting. This feels like his attempt to write like an old-timey ballad.
It's kind of got that jazzy swing vibe between the piano that's just kind of thunking along, whatever, it's kind of free form, and then the snapping.
Look, I love a good love song.
There's a lot of them.
These lyrics just don't get it done.
You don't like it?
We go together like birds in the sky. From the moment that you caught my eye, it's a feeling warmer than the sun in July. Since the day that you came into my life.
Yeah, the rhymes are a little weak on this one. I'll give you that. Again, I think it's meant to be, we keep kind of penduluming back and forth between lyric songs and instrumentation songs. I think this is another one that you're really supposed to just get into the groove of the instrumentation and let kind of the lyrics the voice kind of become another instrument and not really pay that much attention to what he's actually saying.
Yeah.
But if you do that, the big you and I.
No, that's great.
And just kind of that you and I don't feeling warmer. It just, his voice is almost meant to be another instrument in this one.
Yeah, a little bit.
If you want to enjoy this song more, stop listening to what he's actually saying and just listen to him.
Well, unfortunately, my score doesn't stop there. But yeah, heard that sentiment.
That's why your score sucks. No.
Don't say it yet. Don't knock it till you try it. Falling in Love's an interesting song. Not another one that I personally go back to, but it's not so bad.
Yeah.
You're right, though. This pendulum effect is really interesting, because Want Me Back swings us right back in the pop direction, which we haven't been strictly on for a long time.
It does. It's not since the beginning of the album. But yeah, we're back in the club.
Yeah, which is weird, right? I just don't know. I just don't think Cody Fry makes music for one type of person.
Yeah, which is fine.
No, I just think
he says to that, he says, no, I didn't think I needed your love.
Right.
But you're the one that I've been thinking of.
Well, he's found his audience.
And he'll do anything to get back your love.
See.
Just say that you want him.
See, he's found his audience, right? But I think the Venn diagram that overlaps where people who like Want You Back and like Falling in Love are, like where that intersection is small.
Yeah, he's niche.
Bingo.
He's my niche.
It's you. You're the middle of that Venn diagram.
Yeah.
I think Want Me Back feels like a reskinned Better.
I disagree with that, but sure.
Same song, different melody.
I think they're similar, but
Nether sauce again?
maybe. Now I have the hiccups.
Did you really eat it and cough like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I was just joking because I just thought you had a normal cough. That's so good. I gotta try it.
Yeah, apparently.
I honestly think Want Me Back maybe could be better than Better.
No, I think I'd maybe agree with that.
I just don't like the falsetto on Say That You Want Me Back.
What, say that you want me? You don't like that? I love that.
It's okay.
Say that you want me.
Yeah, it feels a little too disco.
Well, that's, I think, what it's going for. I think it's going for, like, disco club vibes.
That definitely is.
Dude, I could totally see Cody Fry in an afro and a sparkly suit, like, on a disco floor, singing this song.
That seems to be exactly the vibe, yeah.
Maybe that's what he did in his spare time before he met you.
Maybe.
What do you think of, like, the weird foray into dubstep?
Weird is a word for it. It feels like, yeah, like a giant robot lumbering through the trees. It's just kind of got this slow pulse to it, and I don't know if I like it as much.
The dubstep is whatever. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's a good way to shake up the album 12 tracks in.
It definitely is a shakeup.
And I know there's more falsetto, so do you like the falsetto here?
No, it's the same.
That's so weird, because usually I'm the guy that complains about falsetto, and I like it, again.
Well, I think a lot of it is I just still don't like the production on his lower register voice feels too crisp and high for me. And when he does falsetto, like, it just amplifies that.
Yeah, and in this specific scenario, the over-polished effect, I almost like it better when he's up in the falsetto. I think it, both on this song and in the upper register, fits better. I like that on the Who Am I?
Yeah.
Who are you? I like that part. I think the fact that it sounds so clean with then the dirty going on in the background, throughout the song, it's a cool contrast.
It is a good contrast, that's true.
Also, I do like the pair of lines, where did you come from and how can I get there too?
Yeah, that's good. The electric guitar underneath it helps back up that falsetto part in a way that's unique to that part of the album.
Yeah, yep.
Haven't really heard anything like that yet, but even still.
Blom, 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 blom. You break all my bones and I bend like a tree in the wind. A lot of wind on this album.
Yeah, a lot of wind and flying. That's why the mixtaper was maybe afraid of bringing facts about wooden wedding rings and trees. Because, this is kind of an Earth Day episode, too.
Oh, of course. It's the Earth's birthday.
It's the Earth's birthday. It's your birthday. It's everything's birthday. But you're right. The nature imagery throughout is kind of nice.
You rewrote my ending. Now I don't know where to begin.
That's his destiny.
How do we feel about that one?
I think I like it.
Good, because I do too, I think. It's a little cliche, but in a good way, I think.
Yeah.
Before I met you, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's just such a funny transition from this super polished falsetto, before I met you, that's all like sing-songy, and then just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. It leans heavily into the novelty on an album that is a novelty in a lot of ways.
And I just want a little more of that.
A little more. This is the guitar ballad to the flying piano ballad.
Yeah.
Now, you'd be hard-pressed to find me a better lyric on this album than "There's water underneath just about every bridge I ever set my feet on." I've always really loved that line. I don't know what it is about it.
It's a cool line, and I like that it's coupled with, so I'd like to give the benefit of a doubt to those that just can't get a read on.
Yeah.
And then the transition a little bit later from, every time I think I've learned all that I need about the world, I'll learn a little more. And then the guitar does that pretty little strum.
Yeah. Hey, also, this is Cody Fry proving us wrong. We didn't know all there was to know about him in the beginning. We didn't even cover all of it. We're learning a little more.
That is a good point. The mixtaper did manage to teach us 4 new things.
Yeah, he taught us about nutlets and kazoos.
And 4 things that Cody Fry did not do.
Yeah, presumably. Learned that he didn't get his hair cut by a sea lion. Anyway, I'm a guitar guy.
I know you are.
I definitely think A Little More is a really good little guitar ballad. It's nice that the symphony parts kind of back it up and emphasize it instead of take over from it. It feels like at some point in Flying, the symphony takes over for the piano. And that's not the case in A Little More. The guitar still takes the lead the entire time, and the symphony's just there to accent it.
I like how it ends, too. Maybe instead of speculating on what we really know nothing about, those words are helping no one out. Let's all learn a little more.
Mm-hmm.
On a whole song that's about how he keeps learning a little more from the world. I think it's a cool way to end the song.
Yeah, it is.
And then the TikTok sensation with I'm pretty certain if you added up all the Spotify plays of the entire rest of the album and then like doubled, maybe even tripled them, you probably even more than that, you still wouldn't hit the amount of plays this song has.
Oh, goodness.
I Hear a Symphony.
Not even close.
Not even close. Like, it is insane how different it is.
Yeah, 250 million. A quarter of a billion streams. The next closest has, like, maybe 15% of that. I Hear a Symphony.
I love the way it starts.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation.
I love the vocal melody. The da. It's just so flowy. It's just so flowy.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of got that American Songbook vibe to it.
A little bit. I don't know.
You sound skeptical.
The concept of the song is really good. The notion, I used to hear something more simple, and then you came along and opened up whole new dimensions of understanding and experience that I couldn't even fathom before, right? It's like, yeah, that's a great concept. And I don't even mind this first verse that he also repeats as the third verse. I used to hear a simple song until you came along. Mm-hmm. Now in its place is something new. I hear it when I look at you. That's fine. The second verse, thumbs down, flop.
You don't like the second verse?
No, not at all.
You don't like with simple songs I wanted more? Perfection is so quick to bore.
Yeah, that's bad.
So he's saying that she's not simple and that she's not perfect, but that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But again, conceptually, no problems.
You are more beautiful by far. Our flaws are who we really are.
Our flaws are who we really are. There's our, R, and R, all in one.
Yeah.
One little, tiny little line.
You got to make sure to enunciate when you sing it, but otherwise...
I don't know. Again, sentiment's fine. Execution,
I disagree. And then, yeah, I like how the symphony swells as he repeats the I used to hear a simple song verse.
Well, that's definitely the best part of the song.
You took my broken melody, and now I hear a symphony.
Yeah, that's great. I think this song almost gets too big for itself.
No, I disagree. I think that's the worst take you've had the entire episode.
Wow.
I think I Hear a Symphony gets perfectly big. It's the close of the album, and the whole point of the song is that he's hearing a symphony, which symphonies are known for being these big, swelling, overpowering walls of sound, right?
Yeah, but I just don't think most of the time it gets even particularly symphonic. I mean, until, like, the whole instrumental part before that third verse, I think he could do a lot more compositionally to make it symphonic.
It's the build-up to it.
Behind him in that third verse, it fills out a little more and sounds a little more like a symphony.
Yeah, well, and that's how most symphonic songs go. They're not all big all the time. But they break out into little smaller sections.
Sure.
And I like that it builds as the song goes.
I mean, it is nice.
Into this big wall of sound that is his love for her.
It just feels it feels like this is what he wants to make. And the rest of the album isn't this. Like, this feels like an outlier from the rest of the album when it should be what the rest of the album is.
I don't know about all that.
I think I would like the album in the same way that I'd like the album more if it sounded like Go. I also would like the album more if it sounded like I Hear a Symphony. And the fact is the album kind of walks this tightrope in the middle of the two, and it ends up how it ends up.
And I think that's what's cool. Like I said, I think it's very niche. Like you said, it's not really for any one person. He doesn't have a specific, this is what his sound is. It's like, his sound is somewhere in this
range. Yeah.
In this zone. And he's going to explore every corner of that circle of the Venn diagram, Yeah,
that's fine. I am curious to listen to other of his albums, later stuff, and I'd give him another try.
Yeah, this is also, keep in mind, 2017, his self-released, 2017. That's
27.
Right? Hang on. Pictures of Mountains, also self-released, but his symphony sessions and his most recent release, The End, were both done by the label Decca. So he has since now started using a label.
Well, I don't know if that makes too much of a difference. I mean, this is obviously a high-budget album.
I don't know if it does either, but I mean...
He recorded it with a symphony in a proper studio.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's just something that could be said to, I don't know, if we've talked about in the past where studios will have managers that kind of help lead the direction of an album.
That's true.
So you never know. You never know what might change once he's got somebody other than himself to answer to.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to The End either, so I couldn't tell you if it made a difference. But I have listened to Pictures of Mountains, and it's a cool album.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Flying it was the first thing about Cody Fry that I'd ever heard.
Yeah.
Didn't even know he existed.
Yeah, we're kind of verging into Final Spin.
We are kind of going into Final Spin, so let's just get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe part of my issue was I just listened to it in 2017 and then heard it and then was done with it. I think this album had a shelf life for me, and I think I hit it years ago.
I see.
When it was new and I hadn't heard anything like it, and it was like, whoa. it's 2017 now. Well, 2018 when I listened to it, I was like, this is
2017 James is like, holy crap.
I was like, wow, this is cool. And then it was cool, and then it was fine. And then I moved on from it and listened to a billion other songs. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
It feels very deep in the recesses of my mind. So I don't know if time just buried it. I don't know if I burnt out on it then when I listened to it a ton, or like what happened. And it also might just be part of, I'm not exactly in the middle of that Venn diagram either. I listen to all music. I like all music. Look at the history of this podcast.
Well, you definitely don't like all music. Look at how some of it's scored.
Well, right. Yeah, it's true. But I definitely think this is less in my wheelhouse.
Fair enough.
This and the Ben Rectors of the world, like I like it for a time, and then the novelty wears off, and then I like it less.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely, I'm in the center of that Venn diagram. Novel, check.
Yeah.
Instrumental, orchestral, symphonic, all those words.
Yep.
Check. It has like that alt pop style of the Strikes and the Band Caminos, you know, this feels like it's somewhere right in a perfect Venn diagram, you know, of like the different things I've picked over the years.
A lot of them, yeah.
It's kind of got a bit of that Barry Manilow sing-songy, higher register singing to it.
Yeah.
Like, you could, like, make one of those weird Venn diagram where there's, like, 8 circles, and, like, each circle is my different picks. And other than some of the out there ones I've done and stuff that just doesn't... Even, like, the country ones I've brought, right? We talked about how Go could be a country song, right? So even the country overlaps it a little bit, you know, in the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a weird center point for a lot of my different picks, and it was a cool discovery in the year of discovery.
Yeah, I'm glad that this was a cool year of discovery pick for you, because I mean, it's a pick I discovered in such a weird way back in the day. It's cool that we both kind of have a unique discovery story for it. I was shocked when you said Cody Fry is going to be my next pick. I was like, whoa. Wow. So yeah, as for scores, not gonna lie, it's been a while since I scored this, right? I listened to it for the first time in 2018.
Did you update the score, or is this just your raw score from 2018?
It's not from 2018 because I didn't score albums in 2018. So what happened was, I listened to the album a lot in 2018. Then the singles stayed on the playlist, and then some of them didn't, and some of them got forgotten, and some of them got remembered because they were on the playlist. And then when it came time to when I decided to put scores on all the albums and rank them for real, I listened to the album again, once, twice, just to refamiliarize myself with it. I gave it a score then. It got its score, no joke, in like March of 2021. So the score on this album predates the podcast. And so the scores have evolved and settled in and standardized a little bit since then, right?
Sure.
I think I was a little bit harsher in the earlier days on a lot of things. But I gave the music score for Flying a 79. I think a lot of this album's best musical stuff is in the arrangements. I think a lot of the hooks on choruses are good. Some of the verses get a little bit stagnant. And some songs entirely, like Hold On, don't have a lot happening musically. So 79 on music. Giving the lyrics a 74. I think there are some standout individual couplets and maybe even a verse or two here or there. But by and large, I think the sentiment behind the lyrics is good, but it's like you said, like his voice is there to serve the song. His lyrics are there to serve the mood. And I don't think he's really going over the top poetic to say something different so much as he's just going to say what he's going to say. So I'm giving the lyrics a 74. Feels a little harsh compared to more contemporary scores, but I kind of stand by it. Instruments and production, I'm giving a 75. It's just the boy band style vocal. You hit the nail on the head when you called it like that. I've never thought about it that way before, but I think that's exactly what's my hang up about it. It kind of distracts me throughout the course of the whole album. The blend of pop and orchestra is really cool. Sometimes he experiments and strays a little far, like Before I Met You or something. But, you know, it's fine. 75 on the instruments and the production. Cool concept. I'm giving the overall vibe a 76. I love an album with interludes. Honestly, interludes are kind of fun. It's a novelty.
Love me some good ludes.
Yes, good ludes. It's a cool album to know and a different side of music to explore. I think I'd rather have an album that was all to one side or all to the other instead of being the lukewarm fine line in between them. But it's really interesting to watch what people can do in that liminal space between. So, Flying from me in 2021 got a 77.5, which today ranks it at number 723.
Oh, wow. Pretty low.
It sounds pretty low, but again, there's more than 800 albums on the list. And
yeah, so it's in the bottom, close to bottom 100. That's pretty low.
Well, I mean, when you put it like that, fair. It is above where we put Hank Williams and his greatest hits, and it is below Ray Stevens.
That's so weird, because I have Hank Williams at like a 7, don't I?
I think you put Hank pretty high.
Yeah, below Ray Stevens. Interesting. You liked Ray Stevens more?
I did, yeah. especially his serious songs. Misty, all that stuff. Really surprising, really fun.
Oh, love Misty.
Everything is beautiful. I liked Ray Stevens.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think you gave me enough credit for liking Ray Stevens as much as I did at the time.
Yeah, now I want to go listen to Ray Stevens. But first, I got to tell you my score.
Yeah, you've ditched that thing where you have to bring 9s because of Discovery. So this could be anywhere.
Yeah. In fact, I don't know. Have I given a single 9 in the year Discovery for my picks?
That's a great question.
I don't know if I have.
The Wellerman got a 7. Fish in a Birdcage got a 9. You almost gave it a 10. So
Oh, that's right. That's
that's a debunked theory.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
You barely gave Fish in a Birdcage a 9. You said on the podcast, if you're listening, I apologize, but I'm not giving you a 10.
Well, for me, start with some playlist picks, shall we?
Oh, whoa, you're starting with playlist picks?
Wait, sorry. Let's start with some Connor top 3s.
Got it.
I don't know why I would start with playlist picks.
Oh, do I get a top 3?
We always go through this.
I know.
You can have whatever you want.
What are your top 3s?
My top 3. I know. You know what? You don't get a top 3 this time because I've stolen them.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler, I've taken more than my allotment for the first time in a long time.
Oh, wow. It has been a minute. And I can't do anything about it because it's your birthday and you stole them from me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my birthday. This is your gift to me. Extra picks.
This is your gift to me. What a way to demand a gift. Fine, take them.
Starting with a honorable mention to the Prelude, my favorite of the ludes.
Wow.
Then going into better.
Don't you have a unit that's sized up ludes?
I think I do. Then from better, we have Go, making my top 3. Then Love Somebody.
Oh, you're skipping Nobody But You.
I did skip Nobody But You. Then we're, of course, taking the title track Flying.
Yeah.
We're taking Want Me Back. And we're taking I Hear a Symphony.
Very nice. I don't know how many that was. I lost track.
Total of 7 top 3s.
7 top 3s. That put you out of business for a while.
Yeah, good thing it's my birthday.
Yep.
As for my score, I think I will give this one 8 nutlets out of 10.
8 nutlets out of 10. 8's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm in the center of the Venn diagram.
Clearly.
It's actually going to go right above Shake Your Moneymaker by the Black Crowes. So solid middle of the 8s.
Yeah. Almost directly in the middle of the 8s from what I can see.
What's your playlist pick?
My playlist pick is really difficult.
It is a difficult one to pick because of how different he goes.
Yeah. I'm torn between like 4.
Really? Which 4?
I would say maybe 5. I don't know. It would depend on what you would pick.
Oh, wow. What I pick depends on what you would pick.
Go, Love Somebody, Flying, a little more. Those are my picks. I guess that wasn't 5, was it? Go, Love Somebody, Flying, a little more. That's 4.
Yeah, I'm okay with 3 out of the 4 of those. 3 out of the 4 of those were my top 3s.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd like a little more.
I think we either take Flying or Go. I don't know if we would need both of those.
Really? They're very different.
Yeah, but they're both more similar when compared to like Love Somebody or Want Me Back or Better. You know, like they're both. I think they're closer to one another than a lot of the other. Like if we're trying to like hit both ends of the album, Flying and Go are too similar.
You know what? That's fair. I really like Flying, but I think I'm going to take Love Somebody. It appears to be underappreciated as far as its Spotify plays go.
Ooh, taking Love Somebody. It is underappreciated, and I really like it.
It's high energy. It's fun. The dynamics are really good on it, and that wah pedal is hard to pass up.
Yeah.
It's a fun one. That leaves your pick.
Well, if you're taking that, I'm probably taking Flying then.
Cool.
As the ballad guy.
I wasn't sure if you'd take that or like go for the uber popular I Hear a Symphony.
I almost would, but I really like the full circle of Flying from, oh, I can't fly, my wings are gone, to you lift me up, I'm flying.
Yes, the messaging and the lyrics are better.
Yeah. So I think I'll go with Flying.
Rock on.
Rock on to another episode of the Spin It Podcast.
Absolutely.
You can find all of our previous episodes, all 197 of them. 198 if you count the
test episode
0.
True.
So you got plenty of Spin It content to go and check out. Where can you check it out? Well, anywhere you get podcasts. Where you're at right now, just like click the next one that interests you. They're all right there. Or if you're looking to go discover somewhere new to check out Spin It content, you can go on over to www.spinitpod.com, where we also have all of the episodes as well as some special supplementary content only available on our website. So go discover that in the year of discovery. You can also check us out on social media on Instagram at SpinItPod.
No.
Official.
Yep.
At SpinItPod Official, and on X at SpinItPod.
There you go. And tell a friend that you plant your nutlets with. Tell someone you want to grow an illegal tree with.
Whoa.
About the podcast, and then you can listen to all the episodes as your tree grows.
Tell someone you commit a crime with, but only if that crime is planting trees.
Well, you can also do it legally. You can get permits for your nutlets and grow them legally.
Oh, you can get permlets?
Permlets. Yeah.
That's the end of the Nuggets.
You made it.
The Nether Flame sauce has been consumed as promised.
I can't wait to try it now.
Oh, boy, is it strong. Can't tell if it's the vinegar that keeps getting me or if it's the peppers themselves, but something gets me. Anyway, I think that does it.
I think so.
What did we cover? The website, socials, our destiny.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So I think the only thing left to leave y'all with is a nice little keep spinning. Hey, I need you to go check outside real fast. Can you just check your porch?
Check my porch?
Yeah, can you just go check your porch for me? I need to know.
Why?
Yeah, just go check your porch real fast and come back.
Okay. Huh. Wouldn't you know, there's something on my porch.
Was there something there? Was there something there?
Yes.
Are you serious? It's been there? How long has it been there? Are you kidding?
What? What is...
Please tell the audience what you found on your porch.
Well, somebody has sent me a cake. An ice cream cake.
I have been staring at the freaking app and it has been saying arriving soon for the last 2 hours. And I was like, what is going on?
It's here.
It never got marked as delivered.
It's an ice cream cake. They really should tell you when that's delivered.
I have my own ice cream cake that's been sitting here the whole time. Waiting on yours. I got us cake for my birthday, and I was waiting on it to be delivered so that we could do a whole thing on it.
Wow.
And it never told me it was there. I wanted to ask you to go check, but I'm like, but if it's not there yet, and he goes and checks, then he's gonna know something's up. So I just kept waiting.
And now here it is, buried in the outro banter. Your birthday episodes are such a mess. They never work.
Here's mine.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I gotta tell you this saga, and the audience needs to know.
Oh, boy.
Well, first off, I was like, ooh, I'm going to stop at the store on my way home, get myself a little cake for my birthday episode. I was like, I'll send James one so he can have a little cake too.
That's so nice.
And then I went looking and it was not possible to get cake delivered to you. There was no cake available. A lot of cake flavored things, but no birthday cake was available to be sent to you anywhere through any of the apps I tried. So then I was like, well, maybe I can send him some birthday cake ice cream. You know, there's Jenny's down there. Maybe I can send him birthday cake ice cream. And I couldn't do that. And so then I was like, well, what's that? I was like, maybe an ice cream cake. And so I looked up and I could. There was only one ice cream cake available to send you. So there wasn't a lot of options. What you got was all that was available. And I was like, okay, so I'll stop at the store on the way home and get an ice cream cake too. We can both have ice cream cake. And then you pushed the recording back by 45 minutes on me after I had already scheduled it to be delivered to you 20 minutes into when the episode would start.
Fantastic.
And so I was like, well, that puts a wrinkle in something. So I canceled that order. And I was like, I'll reschedule it. I'll cancel that order and reschedule a new order for when we were supposed to start. And then you were 20 minutes late to that recording. And I'm going, get in here. We needed to be recording before it was delivered so that I'd have your reaction on recording. So I was like, get in here. We need to start the recording. It says it's going to be delivered any minute. We're in the delivery window. And I left specific instructions to knock on your door so that you would like get notified that like, oh, something's going on. I need to stop and go answer my door. So I was like, that'll surely happen at some point when it's been delivered. And the app kept saying it got all the way to 90% and said, be delivered soon, and just never moved from that point. And I was like, he hasn't gotten up to check his door. The app still says it's not delivered. It must not be there. And it was there!
Can I tell you something even funnier?
Go ahead.
The icing on the cake, if you will.
Uh-oh.
This cake expired before Christmas.
Oh!
This cake is 4 months expired. Happy birthday!
No! Oh. Next year, let's just forget about it again.